Feeling lucky?
I'm guided by a force much greater than luck.
I wonder if I'll be held responsible for this.
Hello, everyone. We're the D20 duo because that's the name that we came up with, and this is Questlog. You were late.
Let's go.
The
I didn't know you were pointing until after it happened.
whole thing last time was you were all giddy about the point, and you were like, "Oh, we needed to make this like a thing."
Do over. We have to do it at the same time then.
Nope. It's done now.
No,
nope.
no,
We got to do it
just-
for part 3 next time. It's
No,
fine.
leave it in. Just leave it all in. This is fine.
Nope. You missed it. You missed the whole thing. Anyways,
I'm gonna miss it every time.
we're back with more conversations about Super Mario RPG.
Three? RP3? It's the newest track from Dr. Dre.
Who gave two idiots who can't talk a podcast? Like
Us. We gave. It's called being a millennial. We're entitled.
I'm not a millennial, sir.
I am.
You are. Actually, I'm literally at that weird point between what is it?
Gen Z?
No,
No,
Z is after
that's under me.
millennial and Gen X. I'm in that weird point between those two. Because
I don't even remember what is before me.
millennial or Gen X.
No, not after me. Gen X is after because I'm a millennial. So what's before a millennial? That would be because you're not a boomer.
Yeah, it goes baby boomers, Gen X, and then millennials, I think.
Oh, so you're Gen X.
Yeah, well, I'm like right in that like cusp, like between, because it's Gen X and then millennials. Like there's
Okay.
depending on where you look, it like it like some things overlap it, some things have it ending in 1985, like Gen X ending in 85, some have it ending in 83, some have it ending in 84, and it's like, so I'm just in that weird spot that they just kind of like shift around,
Move around.
so like, I'm in that weird generation, like, but between Generation X and millennials. Like the AI on Google actually says that Gen X was to 1980 and millennials born after 81. And it's just like, well, but I've seen that in multiple different places. This other graph that comes up says Generation X 82. So I don't know. I feel like based on the stupidity of the younger generation and the fact that I'm more of an old man, like get off my lawn type thing, I think I identify more with Gen X than millennials.
Okay.
But we can all agree that Gen Z is special.
Gen Z has much entitlement. Much wow. Big oof.
Indeed. Anyways, that's what we're not here to talk about. So
No.
let's talk about Mario RPG. All right. So on the last episode of the podcast, we discussed the first 2 gameplay sessions that we had, which kind of took us up through the forest maze. Today's session, we started going through the pipe vault, which will take us to Yoster Isle here, and then on to Moleville. So first off, now that you've got a little bit more gameplay, you got some more opportunity to play with Gino versus just like the one battle that we did with Bowyer.
Yeah.
How are you feeling continuing with our heroes overall? Like, have your thoughts changed about any of them since our last gameplay?
Uh, Not particularly. See, I am noticing that between each gameplay we play, I have to relearn all the timing commands. But I don't know if much of the story has changed for them. Like nothing big has really happened that changes their stories.
Yeah, nothing big happened in part three, really.
No. So it was more just kind of leveling them up, learning their new skill sets, forgetting Malo's whack stick, frog stick, and then not getting that until well after he already has his newest
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry
collecting
about
thing.
that. They're called symbols.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I honestly thought you had grabbed the froggy stick when we were in Tadpole Pond.
I mean, I was still kicking ass regardless, but I did not know that that was a thing. So I'm just like, yeah, punch him real good, and I did fine. And then I went and got it at the end of the last episode. So
Fair.
now I have the stick, so I'm collecting all the items. It's fine. I got the item.
That's fair. And I mean, realistically, like Malo is not, as you can tell, Malo is more for his specials
Magics.
than
Yeah.
his physical prowess.
Yep.
Um, which is fine because as of right now, his Thunderbolt is still his only, or still our only AOE spell. So like,
Yeah.
so it's nice to be able to hit everyone, even if it's even if it's for weaker damage than what we're hitting with Mario and Gino physically.
But it's hitting more, and so it's making it easier to take them down,
Yeah,
honestly.
especially
But he's
considering,
getting stronger.
yeah, and this game likes to throw a lot of enemies at you in battles. It's not uncommon to have 3 to 5 enemies in a battle, as opposed to just like a singular enemy. Even if they're like stronger enemies, it's not uncommon. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, what we found out because we did the mole part where when we were fighting the guy for the star, he kept summoning all those bombs, and Malo was super helpful for the Thunderbolt there because he kept summoning multiple bombs each round. So that really saved you for because he could kill the small ones in one thunderstorm, and then Gino and Mario could just focus on the one guy. So that was helpful.
mm-hmm. um, Yeah, you're right, and that was the same type of thing when we fought Mac at uh, the Mushroom Kingdom. He had the little shysters with him, and you were able to
Yeah.
Thunderbolt, and you got rid of all of them pretty much in a um, single bam. Um, so if I'm correct, I think I remember you saying that Malo was your favorite so far. Is that still the case, or
Malo, just because he does magic, is my favorite thing. Gino, I'm very curious about more of his backstory, which I'll assume we'll get more of it as we play through. Just because in the Mario universe, he's kind of an outlier where he's very unique in his own situation where he's never brought up again in any of the other games, but either is Malo. But his backstory of where he came from, where I brought up the fact that the princess from outer space, whatever the fuck her name is, like it could be
Rosalina?
connected. Yeah, Rosalina, where he might be connected to her some way. I think that would be neat just for me and you just to keep an eye to see if there's anything that he says in this game that may indicate that that might be where he's from. But other than that, like Malo's backstory being just a Neptune cloud or whatever, like intrigues me enough because I knew he wasn't a frog the entire time. He's a cloud. His body separates from each other, so like I knew that wasn't the case. But I am sad we don't get Yoshi because I'm looking at the gameplay right now, and I'm sad Yoshi doesn't become one of the characters that we can have because that was it would be really neat to see what like Yoshi's moves became. Like I could imagine like one of his moves being like he eats the person and then they're gone for like a round or two, and then the rest of them can be just fought, and then he releases the one he ate at one of the other targets to hurt both of them. That would have been a really neat concept to add him in because Yoshi's always part of the game.
Well, and you got to remember though, at this point in time, Yoshi was only barely introduced because Yoshi was introduced in '91, I think it was, with Super Mario World, and this is '96. It's still the same generation of console, so I mean, like
Yep.
he hadn't been around a ton. But I do like your point. I think it would have been cool to see Yoshi as a party member. It would have also been cool to see Luigi as a party member, as he's often overlooked. Fun.
Is Luigi in this at all?
No, no. Actually,
Oh.
fun fact about this: Luigi's only appearance, quote unquote, with this game is with the manual. If you read through the actual physical manual of the game, he's doing like the narrating. He's telling you about what's going on, what you need to do, and that kind of stuff.
Oh.
I always thought that was really cool as a kid, even despite the fact he's not in the game. Luigi also
Yeah.
didn't have quite the following that he did, or he does now, back then either.
Like with Luigi's Mansion and that.
Yeah. The Luigi's Mansion wasn't even a concept. He had gotten a game at this point in time. Mario is Missing, like where you actually play as him.
Yep. Yep.
And then of course, Super Mario Brothers 2, you could play as him, and he was slightly different from his brother, but those are pretty much the only things with Luigi at that point, to my recollection. So, we already talked about, we got the gameplay on the background here. We are at Yoster Isle, which is basically, I'm not sure why they decided to call it Yoster Isle. They could have just called it Yoshi's Island, because that is actually...
They made a game called that?
Yeah, like I was going to say, Yoshi's Island is already kind of like an established overall concept. Yoshi's House in Super Mario World is where you start in Dinosaur Land. So, like... I don't know. I thought that was a weird choice, but I mean, you got to remember this game was also made by Square Enix just Square at the time, with like Nintendo's input. So Nintendo wasn't directly involved with the planning and everything. Like they were, but they weren't, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we already kind of talked about Yoshi just kind of having a cameo. What are your thoughts about, you kept calling him Broshi, but his name's Boshi.
I thought that was his name. Every time I said it, I was reading it as Broshi because fucking dyslexia. So, and then he had the glasses on, so that just further told me, yeah, he's a bro. He's Broshi. And the introduction to this minigame, super simple. Follow the music. Then you're actually doing the real thing, and then the music has no input on like what buttons to press, which really frustrated me because I was like, I don't get it. I don't hear the button clicks. Like the intro, this part that's playing in the background, you can clearly hear doot, 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 doot.
Yeah.
Then the actual music, because this is your playthrough, so I can see you're struggling just as much as I did. And it took me probably 4 times, and then I just used the cookies at the very last second to get ahead of him, and I won. I was like, holy shit, I fucking did it. Thank you, cookies. But that one was a hard mini game because you really got to listen and just hope that you're clicking at the right time.
Yeah. And at the time this was out, I was in band in school. Like, I know how to keep time, and like I had studied drums briefly as well, and it's just like I don't understand what I cannot get the rhythm. of this. And
Yep.
you see in here, I had started out strong. I'd actually got ahead of him there for a second, and then it all kind of like fell apart, and he got me at the end. And
Oh yeah, you were really
I think
close.
at this race, I was just like, you know what, F it. Like, because you had already won and told me what the prize was because I couldn't remember. And it's just a Yoshi cookie. Like, we could summon Yoshi in battle
Yeah.
to, like, do stuff. And it's just
But then
like,
the sad part is if your inventory's full, you don't get the goddamn cookies. And then if you get rid of enough items, he still doesn't give you the goddamn cookies. So you have to have enough space in order to get the cookies. Because I couldn't.
yeah. The
I was
inventory.
like, well, I'll never summon him, apparently.
The inventory system in this one is kind of a pain in the ass. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you can go back and win, like do the race again, and you can win cookies. I think you can constantly win cookies, but that means you got to go back and win it again. So I don't know.
Yeah, I barely won that one time. I ain't gonna get better. It's fine. I don't need Yoshi to win.
Yeah,
I won. Achievement unlocked.
and and that's oh crap! I wonder if there is a retro achievement for that. Shit, maybe I should have.
Probably.
Maybe I should have done the race. Oh well.
And I guarantee the achievement says you beat Broshi.
But like you know, that's a gripe that I do have with this game compared to other games, like other RPG games, even of the generation, is that the side quest stuff is very eh about what's worth it. There's a couple side quests that are worth it, and there's the main side quest that we're going to tackle at a point in the game, which is defeating Culex, the super boss. Even with that, it's not really worth it, like at all. So, but we're gonna do it just for funsies. Um,
Yeah.
but
And that brings us to the railroad minigame too. That one, it took me a second. I was like, I don't understand what's happening. Because this is just going everywhere. And you said that we had to beat a certain time. Do you know what that time limit was
I
by
I believe it
chance?
was the time that I believe it's on the screen when you're doing it. Like
Well,
it's a matter of beating the
I see the
record.
countdown. Oh, just a record. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember if there was some anything shown. I saw the amount of time that it took me, but I didn't see what the record was. But I know I didn't beat it. I know I didn't beat it. It was like 3 minutes and something because I kept fucking going off the rails every once in a while.
I think I did beat it, but well, we'll come back to that a little bit as we get closer to it in the gameplay. Um, so we had just seen Bowser on screen there.
Yeah.
This is the second time we kind of run into Bowser with his army. Um, did you notice his army is smaller this time around?
Yeah, there's no Koopas.
Yeah, yeah. Bowser's army is losing some steam, and the one of the Magic Koopas or Kamek, presumably, said that they're too strong for the Koopa troop. Talking about Smithy's people. So,
Hmm.
uh, excuse me.
So the
And
Koopas have switched alliances.
well, they're trying to get their keep back.
Yeah, yeah, he lost his castle.
Yeah. So they're trying to get their castle back, type of thing, and they're losing ground as they're going through trekking around the world to get back to the castle. So, um, like, what are your like again? You know, we know we're getting Bowser as a party member. That's pretty well established. Like even if you just watch the opening sequence, of the
Yeah.
game, you can see that you're going to get Bowser as a party member at some point in time. I will give you the spoiler. We will get him in the next gameplay.
Okay.
He will join us. But like, what are your thoughts like with the Bowser's portion of this story so far? I mean, he kidnaps the princess, and then his castle gets taken over, and now he's going after it. And knowing that you're going to team up with him here at some point to get the castle, like, everything we've ever been taught is hate Bowser, hate Bowser, hate Bowser, and then this game comes along. It's like, oh no, Bowser's gonna be your buddy today. Like,
He is just so misunderstood. He just wants to be loved.
he wants to be loved by the princess. What are you talking about?
Yes, yes, he does. He wants to be loved by the princess. I mean, even in the movie, like, they give him so much character that he legit just wants to be like he's the schoolyard bully, but he just wants to be loved, and the only way he knows how to love is to be mean. That's all he knows. So like he could have a redemption arc, and I think so many people would be fine with that because he's not like killing people, not actively.
Fair, fair. Yeah,
Also, pretty sure Peach is choosing to be taken so many times. Like she can defend herself. She has her own game now, where she's like a detective. She's a safari expert. She's all of this things. She's strong, independent woman. She don't need Mario. She can
no,
defend herself. She just wants to get away from Mario. Mario's the problem.
and I was gonna say, and I agree that she doesn't really need Mario. And, of course, times have changed, as it were, and back then it was a little bit more all about the princess, being the damsel in distress type deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and now it's it's different. She is that strong, independent character. Um, I don't know. I'm still on
Which she even becomes independent in this game because she becomes a playable character too.
correct. I am firmly on the boat of the princess is not being kidnapped against her will. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
she's
100%.
she's
She
going
just
to
needs a
hang out with
vacation.
Bowser. Like,
Yeah.
they're secretly buds or fuck buddies. And she's
Honestly,
going
yeah.
to go get herself away from Mario, like you said. Um, I will also say, controversial opinion. I didn't think the movie was as great as everyone said. Like, is it better than the 1980, 90, whatever movie? Yeah, probably. Which I also just
Yeah, have
recently
you
bought that on
seen
DVD.
Yoshi
But
in that? Yeah, like Yoshi's an atrocity in that movie.
like in the original movie,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
it's been so long since I've seen it. But I bought it at Goodwill the other day.
Yeah,
Um,
no, we talked about that last time because I have it also. And if I remember, which it's been fucking 20 years since I've seen it, but if I remember, Yoshi comes out this alien looking thing where he's all gooey and everything, and then he has like all these pimples all over his body. I'm like, that ain't cute. That's gonna give me nightmares. That ain't cute at all.
yeah, that's
Not
fair.
the same.
Yeah, yeah. But, that being said, I already revealed to you that we're gonna get Bowser in the next gameplay portion. We still haven't seen Princess Peach yet, or Princess Toadstool, as she's still technically referred to in this game. We still haven't found her at all. Um, you know how RPGs go, typically with like revealing more playable characters and things of that nature. So like, it's interesting to think that she's going to be kind of our last character. I guess that kind of makes sense that she's the last character because we set out to save her and everything. But
Yeah.
what do you know about Peach as being a playable character?
I don't know anything. I know she joins us, but like when, where, all of that, I speculate that for whatever reason she's still in that castle with Smithy, and will again speculation. I assume we'll get to the castle, we'll find her, save her. Something will happen where we're kicked out into like another area, and then we have to work our way back up again. And then we'll prepare for the final boss battle. Because I feel like she's not going to get introduced the last chapter, but it's probably going to be fairly closer to the end, or at least mid game when we get her. Because we're already almost mid game now, because we have 3 of the 7 stars. And if
Mm-hmm.
we're just getting Bowser by the next star, there's only 3 stars left. And I assume Smithy has the last star. Or maybe Smith will have all 7 stars, then we'll fight Smithy, and the 7 stars will activate, and then we'll win. Or something. I don't know. We collected the 7 Dragon Balls. We have the 7 Dragon Balls. We make our wish. The sword goes away. I don't know. That is my speculation.
I get you. No, and it's that is like the typical RPG trope as you go through and you progressively earn new characters because you face new challenges and all that kind of shit. So, Princess Peach joining us at some point in the future. So we're in the mine here in the gameplay, and we haven't got to that point just yet. But we're about to re-meet Croco, because he lays a trap for us. Well, he lays a trap. I knew about the trap, and I was gonna avoid it, but I'm like, it's just gonna continue the story, and we need to continue the story. You completely.
And I avoided it completely until the very end, where there was nothing else to do anyway.
Yeah. As someone who's playing the game like effectively for the first time, you didn't fall into that trap. But what are your thoughts about the fact that he laid that kind of trap for you? That trampoline, you've seen it multiple times now, and that that you're generally supposed to use it. What were your thoughts there on that?
Well, I was pretty sure it was a trap to begin with, because that was the first thing you said when we got the area. You're like, yeah, you should jump on that. And then you had this big shit-eating grin on your face. It's like, how about no? How about we don't do that right away? Because I feel like there's something wrong with this. So I was like, I'm going to explore everything first before I do that, just to get a point across. And the only thing that really happened was I found the guy and he said, we need to find a bomb. So I got a little extra story, because I feel like if I would jumped on that first, got the bomb, went to him, he would have just blown it up. So there was just a little difference, but not enough to change the story. But I'm just like, why does Croco have a hard-on for us? Like, fuck off. Why is he coming after us? And how did he get into this tunnel first?
And that's a good question, is how he got in there. I mean, he's proven that he can jump just like, as good as Mario can effectively. But Mario had to jump on people's like shoulders to get up into the old mine entrance. So how did Croco get into the mine is a very valid question, in my opinion.
Well, it appears as if he was in there before everything collapsed. Because he had enough time to set up traps and shit already. And he had bombs.
I suppose that's fair.
Is he going after the stars also?
No. Well, at least what we've seen right now leads to no. He literally just wanted our coins. And I can't speak for your playthrough. I mean, he definitely got a fat coin purse from me when he stole mine, because I was at max coins before that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
he stole a lot of your shit. I got all of my coins back.
I got all my coins back. Yeah. And that's part of the story too. Is just so you can't leave. Like, I don't think you can actually leave based on the way things are set up. But like, you can't leave to go buy anything. You have no options to buy anything, so you have to go after Croco. Like,
yep.
Beyond the fact that he has the bomb you need.
Yeah, I wonder if you would lose your money, because you get most of your money after you take out the thieves. But if you would have just taken out Croco and the thieves left, you probably would have lost even more money. Because I guarantee they probably would have just despawned if you continued the story after defeating Croco. And I went
Fair.
after them right away. I was like, no, fuck you guys. All of you are paying.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just because we're murder hobos and we like killing things. So
EXP, baby.
yeah. So we get through the story, and we beat Croco, and we're gonna go ahead and advance the playthrough a little bit here. Where is he?
Level up, level up, level up. Level up again.
Okay, come on. All right, so we get through this. We get through the rest of the area here. After defeating Croco, we get the bomb and we go into the back area. We're trying to save Dinah and Might, and then we meet this fucker, Nello, Punchinello.
Which you had said that he was originally going to be named
James Bomb.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I called that out so quick, just based on his phrasing.
Yeah, they decided to change it, I believe, for the U.S. version, for to avoid any type of copyright issues. Um, but yeah, we get into him. He's another one of Smithy's henchmen. Obviously, the weapon he's kind of like related to is a bomb.
Hmm.
So what were your thoughts about him? Like, what did you like or dislike about him compared to like other Smithy henchmen so far?
I guess I was trying to figure out, I say, because with him having all the bombs, I was trying to figure out like what he is actually made of. Because kind of looking at him now, like he kind of looks like a knapsack.
He's supposed to be a bomb. Like he's supposed to be kind of like a bomb. His like hat is supposed to be a fuse. Yeah, and then
Okay.
he's got the like round body and the same type of feet as like the bob-ombs.
Okay. A little bit. He's the evolution. He evolved into that one and
Yeah,
got arms.
pretty
Okay.
much.
But yeah, other than that, like his arms are like wires, so he's definitely electric type. Um
Not everything is Pokemon.
I can only relate to Pokemon. Everything's Pokemon.
There.
But I did I liked his design and him being able to just summon the bombs because that's some nice EXP. The more he summons, the more experience we get. But towards the end, where he summons the massive one, that's where I was just like, we're dead. We're just dead. And then it explodes, and then we're just in the next room, and everything's fine. I'm like, no, that entire cave system would have imploded, and then we would have just been under the rubble and dead. That's not how bombs work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like that was a very, very large bomb to summon, and for him to summon it and it blow up, and literally that's kind of it. It was like, I think you even made the comment during gameplay, like really that was it, kind of deal. And
Yeah,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. So, um,
I think, yeah, if we're fighting King Bomb, I expect it to be a lot harder because we didn't fight him. He just summoned him and then he exploded.
yeah,
I would have expected for us to like be at the, like if we exploded, I would expect us to be completely blown out of the mine or something. But that's not what happened. Just the one room collapsed. The whole mountain should have collapsed on us, realistically. But that's the plot. I can't argue with the plot, and we got the star. But I think it was neat. He's basically a summoner, summoning all the bombs to fight for him and everything. Which so far, some of the other bosses have also been able just to summon, like uh Bowser,
Bowyer.
some Boyer summoned all those arrow things to fight us too. So like they're all summoning like unique things to them. But much like the other characters, he wasn't really a threat because they can't kill us.
Say
We're
we
too
are we are
overpowered.
a little overpowered, so it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, we're level 10, almost to level 11, so we're already 1/3 of the way for max level, and we're not even technically halfway through the game yet. We're we're strong. See, the screen goes white, blinding us. We're just in the next room over.
Actually, I think still in the same room. Even I think we just got charred. That was it.
Are we in the same room?
I think we are.
Oh, we might be, yeah.
Well, and then we get
Okay,
the
even
star.
worse of a problem then, because we don't even get blown away. We just get blown.
Charred, and not in the good way. Um,
No.
but yeah, we got the star. So, and then as we'll go through the next room, we will find Dinah and Might. And then we get to take the quick way out, which is the minecart mini game, as you already kind of brought to. There are a lot of like mini games, and most of them are replayable in here. I mean, what was your thought about the mini game itself? And specifically like utilizing the Super Nintendo graphics engine, going from um, like that 3D esque style, like almost akin to Mario Kart for the time,
Yeah.
and then going to like the 2D version and then back and forth type thing. What are your thoughts about the minecarts?
I if I had understood the controls from the get-go, because again, I'm not playing on a regular Nintendo. I'm using a PlayStation, so like I had to figure out what buttons are which. But I did like going through with the art style change. I thought that was really neat. Just going from the 3D part like this to the sideways scroller that kind of reminded me of like Donkey Kong. But I thought that was neat going through it like that. It won't budge. Yeah, and then there's these two kids,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dinah and Might.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't think I read the. No, I did. I read the thing. Get mushrooms and press X. But going through it, I I thought I was supposed to collect every mushroom. I didn't realize right away that you're supposed to use. You can only have three, and then you only get three to do your speed ups and that.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a second. I was just like, what do I do? And then also when it did that, where it gave you a chain of what way you could go, I didn't realize I could choose which path I was on. I thought it was going to be like one path that you get to choose, and then you just have to focus on that. So I tried. I didn't make it very far, but I tried.
You got through it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So I guess I was wrong. I guess they did not have like a record time sitting on the screen. I thought they did for some reason, but
Maybe the second time you do it, they have your previous time, but I didn't see that.
maybe. Um, yeah, no, the mind game is fun. Probably one of the more fun mini games I think in this, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Now, the last podcast that we did, I had already played the same parts that we were discussing in the remake. I did not play this part of the remake yet through. I just haven't got a chance to get to it in time. Um, so I'm looking forward to
Oh.
actually sitting down and playing that portion in the remake.
Yeah.
Hopefully before we get together for the next gameplay session, and then and then I'll get through the next part as well before our next podcast, hopefully. Just so I have more accurate comparison of things versus just what I've seen. I've seen a few people play through the remake pretty much from start to finish, and
Mm.
but the minecart portion is one that I have not seen, and I haven't seen anything about it. So very very curious to see what goes on. Um,
And this contradicts what I had just said, because clearly you are getting more than three mushrooms constantly, where I only ever got up to three. I never got more than that because I thought I couldn't. So I just ignored the other mushrooms, thinking I could only have 3 anyway.
Yeah,
So that's where I fucked up.
I wasn't gonna call you out on that. I was just gonna let you go with
Well, I
it.
saw you had up to 5. I was like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I fucked up. I don't know.
You know, and the like the side scrolling portion is more the area where you want to use the mushrooms, because there's no turns like
And
that are,
traps.
yeah, like you can hit, there are obstructions that you can hit, and other things that you can miss, like the coins and stuff, but it's not like you want to get to the side scrolling portion and basically just keep blasting mushrooms,
Yep.
until, as you can see, we're about to ramp off here. um, Continue on. So last part I want to discuss, for today's podcast, is the infamous Booster and his tower. As we're about to see some some snippets come through the city, and they're talking about Booster because they're chasing a beetle for Booster. Um, Booster is another
Oh,
character.
that's right.
Booster's another character that we will see in this game and never hear from again, to my knowledge. But you know, there's been other little hints in the game, I believe, so far talking about Booster as well. Um, so without any fair knowledge, we've got this tower to climb. You know, what are your kind of just vague thoughts for the next portion of things?
So the only thing was after we come out of the house that beetle essentially lands on us, and then the shy guys are like trying to capture it and then like flies away, and they're kind of talking about it, but I guess I didn't realize that that was a actual, like, I figured it was, there's gonna be something more to it, but there there's a tower that we're gonna be clearing essentially, and at the top is a bug that we capture.
No. At the top is going to be a guy that we're going to meet.
And he's called the beetle,
No, he's called
or
Booster.
no, he's called Booster. Okay. Is he a beetle
No,
or is he just a beetle collector?
he's a beetle.
And why?
He's a beetle enthusiast.
Okay. And the shy guys work for him?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It's just his thing.
Do we fight him,
Maybe.
or is he like a shopkeep and we'll buy stuff from him?
Definitely not a shopkeep.
Not a shopkeep. Okay. Does, I assume then, if that's the case, does he have one of the stars? Is he a bad guy, or he's just kind of neutral?
So, in terms of black and white for RPG
Also,
purposes,
they're called Sniffit, but they're shy guys, are they not?
no, they're sniffets.
What are Sniffits?
Sniffets.
Do they shoot stuff out of their mask?
Yeah, they have like a pellet gun.
Okay.
So, yeah, no,
Not the same thing then.
So for RPG purposes, Booster's a bad guy.
Okay.
Because pretty much, you know, RPG is all black and white. Either they're a friendly or they're not. And he's definitely not a friendly. But I would also argue that he's not really a bad guy either. But yeah, we get to go play in his Tower of Fun.
Tower of Fun.
Yeah.
Oh God, does it have the things that you have to like?
I don't think it has any more of those types of platforms, but there's
Thank God.
There is a bunch of platforming. There's some puzzles. It has one of the most dope Easter eggs, in my opinion, in the entire game in there.
Without spoiling, Easter egg as in it's part of the Mario world, or just an Easter egg
Mario
towards
World.
something else?
Part
Okay.
of the Mario World.
Okay.
But yeah, and
Will I recognize it? Or am I going to just blow past it and be like, oh, there's a thing. Okay, bye.
being that you explore it like you do, I would imagine you're not going to blow past it if I don't say something about it.
Well, I blew past Princess Toadstool's panties.
That was different. That's hidden. Like that's a
Okay.
hidden thing. This is kind of more in the open. So,
Okay.
but yeah. So for our next episode, it will be us tackling Booster Tower, Marymore, and Star Hill. I don't remember if that's the order. I know we get a booster pass before the tower. I want to say that's the order. But that will be our next podcast right here on YouTube. Um, as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That is the thing on YouTube here. Please, honestly, more so even than that, talk to us in the comments. You know, what was your favorite part about this portion of games? The questions that we were talking about. Tell us your thoughts. Like, what are your thoughts on Punchinello, the minecart mini game, the fact that Yoshi is only a cameo? There's no Luigi in the game. You know, those kind of things. We want to hear those kind of things
Even if
from
he
you.
is the narrator, which they only expressed in the book, you had said that he's the narrator, which is
Correct.
still neat that they still brought it up, but it's weird that he doesn't even have a cameo in it at all.
Yeah, yeah, and I think this game could have been, um, with a couple more characters, give us a couple more options, could have even been better. Even though I consider this one of the best RPGs of all time. Having some more options would have been cool. There are a ton of fan games, like you know, they call them ROM hacks technically, because
Yeah.
they utilize the exact,
Game code.
yeah, but they alter it to do certain things. I want to say, in my experience, there's at least two or three full, like full game, like length of the actual game type of ROM hacks that are out there, that are cool, and I'd like to explore fully one day on my own. Um, just because, you know, we already have a ton of games we'd like to do for you all for Questlog.
Yeah.
So, but they look very interesting, and I think some of them do include bringing in like new characters that they're able to like kind of mess with the code to code in. But
Mm.
you know, talk to us in the comments. Let us know your thoughts about Super Mario RPG and the things that we talked about. So,
And don't give a shit for not finding the mystery boxes. They're fucking invisible. Can't find them for the. I try at least in every house to look for one, and I have not found a single one on my own yet. They're gone. I don't know where to look for them. Like if they gave us just a shimmer of where one might be, that would have made my life so much easier. But
Well,
like, there's no indication that there's one there.
well, like we talked about with the remake, they give you the accessory that alerts you that one's in the current screen. So, that
That would be helpful.
that part's nice. I am going to try to find all of them in the remake. So, but yeah. For Mr. Wrong, I am Legionkaje. We are the D20 duo because, again, that's the name that we came up with totally 100% on our own. We didn't ask AI or
Yes.
anything.
Nope.
But
Never.
this has been our episode. This has been episode 2 of Questlog. We hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone.
Peace.